Hello everyone, long time no see. Today we're talking about stabilization. All the method that you can use in order to stabilize your footage inside of DaVinci Resolve. Most people know three ways how you can stabilize anything inside of DaVinci Resolve. I know five, maybe you know more, but today we're talking about those five methods. So here is some footage, stabilization off. Here's some footage that is extremely shaky because I was setting up the camera and the camera was kind of moving up and down. That's why this shot is quite shaky. So the first thing you want to do is open Inspector, go to Stabilization, enable it, and choose Stabilization Mode. We're going to disable that because you're going to see it like this without camera lock. So perspective, similarity, translation. What the difference? The difference is the parameters of what the DaVinci Resolve is going to grab in order to stabilize your footage. If we go to official manual of DaVinci Resolve, you're going to see that perspective takes perspective, pan, tilt, zoom, and rotation. Similarity throws out the perspective and leaves the rest. And translation takes only pan and tilt for easier footages. So we are going to experiment. We're not going to track those parameters, cropping ratio, smooth, strength. There are a lot of videos explaining what they do, and you can experiment with them if you want to achieve a better result. But we're going to just flip between those modes and see what they do. Translation, as you remember, it is the least effective mode of stabilization, meaning that it takes less parameters. So we're going to click Stabilize and see what's going to happen. As you can see, the footage is quite wobbly. We're going to go to Similarity, click Stabilize. So right now we're not going to change the parameters. So, yep, the same result. We're going to go to Perspective. Stabilize takes the most amount of parameters in order to stabilize your footage. It's giving you a decent result, but I do not want my video to move at all. So I'm going to click Camera Lock, click Stabilize. And right now we're achieving the best result. The image is moving just a little, just ever so slightly, but it's highly acceptable in my view. So we're going to disable this stabilization function and we're going to go to Fusion, because if those three methods didn't work for you, I've got additional tip for you to try in order to save your footage. So we are inside of Fusion. We're going to click Shift Spacebar and type in Tracker. This is the IntelliTrack that DaVinci gives us, and we need to position it to an object that does not move within the frame. So if you've got your cat, if you've got a person, you cannot position that IntelliTrack on that. You can position only on the background, on some subject that does not move at all. And ideally, you want to separate those points on the left, on the right of your frame, so different parts of the frame. We're going to take that and take the point within your frame with a lot of contrast. So we're going to find something like that and position our IntelliTrack here. Please position. Yeah, we're going to add another point and position it again inside the area of high contrast. Now we're going to change that to best match and we're going to track it back and forth. Right, the tracking is done and absolutely nothing is happening. We're going to click or press Shift Spacebar and type XF Transform. We're going to add a transform node. Right click on center, connect to Tracker 1, connect to Tracker 1 steady position. And now our center is connected to that data of the tracker and it's supposed to be stabilized right now. Yeah, it is stabilized, but the footage is wobbly as before. We're going to get back to that Fusion, remove all of that, click on our footage, Shift Spacebar, and type Planar Tracker. Planar Tracker is a little bit different. We're going to separate using four or maybe more points. You're going to click it here and select the area that is not supposed to be moving. Instead of point, it's going to be hybrid point area. Motion type, typically, again, the higher you go, the lower amount of parameters you're going to select. So from perspective, it's too much for that type of footage. I'm going to select translation. Set this point as a reference time. And if it were in the middle, I would click track backward and track forward, but because this is the first frame, I'm going to track only forward. I'm going to track that Yeah. Now, nothing is happening again, but we are going to change operation mode to stabilize. Here you can select what you want to be stabilized, but we're going to leave everything as it is, and we're going to get back to our footage and see that the footage is quite wobbly still. So the best method here for this particular footage was stabilization with camera lock enabled perspective. So the standard stabilization mode worked the best here, but it is not always the case. But now you know 5 ways how you can stabilize the footage inside of DaVinci Resolve no matter what. If none of those methods worked, well, my condolences, you have to reshoot your shot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you. Goodbye.